Saturday morning, I'm gonna go grab some lobster. Andy, our SVP of Ops, is here this weekend, and my wife promised him some Maine lobster. So lobster and steamer clams. I can show you how to shuck a lobster. There's a few different techniques, so we might get into that. I've been working on my YouTube channel, this new YouTube channel all morning, and it got me thinking about the strategy for building a brand. And it's simple. It's you market the problem, you market the fix, and you market the marketing. And that's all there really is. You know, when you tell a story, they say you talk about the box, you show them the box, and you open the box. And that's how you tell a story. And so if you combine that with you market the problem, right? So you're talking about the box, you market the fix. Okay, here's the fix. That's like showing them the box. And then you market the marketing, and you kind of open the box, and you create transparency in everything you're doing. So anyways, I was just thinking about this because I've been telling my team this for years and years and years. And that's just a simple formula. Anybody can get it, and it's so easy to remember. Market the problem, market the fix, market the marketing, show them the box, or talk about the box, show them the box, open the box. And then there's two kind of offshoots of that. Number one is entertainment drives awareness. And so inside these little vlog posts, there's a little bit of entertainment, right? You want people to be entertained, but ultimately education will drive conversion. Okay, now think about that. Like the gladiator, are you not entertained? Right? Everybody wants to be entertained, but knowledge is power, and knowledge builds social equity, and then social equity can be captured and converted into real market share, real opportunity. If you do this right, and you have something strong to say, and you create relevant noise, not just noise for the sake of noise, not just saying things for the sake of saying things because you like to hear your own voice, but real value, relevant noise. People want that. People want to consume that. I believe like the opium of the day right now is health and knowledge. I think everyone wants to be healthier, and everybody wants to gain knowledge. So if you can do this the right way while building a brand and creating social equity, then you're going to capture three things. I don't care about market share. Like I could give two shits about market share. I just don't fucking care. It's not important. Well, that sounds crazy, you might think. Why don't you care about market share? Well, because we're not a publicly traded company. Private equity doesn't own us. We're never selling to venture capital, and we're going to be private for the rest of our lives. That's the goal, a 100-year plan. I hope we can get there. I hope that nothing changes when my kids take over the company or their kids. Like, I hope it always stays that way. That's the part of the long-term strategic vision. But if you can capture Mindshare. So I want you to think about us, right? That is giving somebody knowledge, right? If you can capture Soulshare, so a share of their soul, if you can tell them a story, if you can capture their soul, well, those two things ultimately, whether immediate or over time, those two things will lead to market share. And so market share is the third thing on my list. It's gonna come if you do the right things for the right reasons. If you're making relevant noise, if you talk about the box, show them the box, open the box. If you market the problem, market the fix, market the marketing, like I'm doing here, and like I've done to launch Origin and launch Jocko Fuel and drive those businesses to real value, huge revenues. It's possible. But if you're just trying to make a money play, if it all becomes about what you can earn, if it all becomes about just getting the next consumer and you're not going deep with somebody, then it's fickle, and your idea will it will be fleeting. It's fickle, right? So it's in and out, and it doesn't have staying power. And everything I do, I'm looking for staying power, including this YouTube channel. I want this channel to have staying power. I want millions of people to subscribe to it. I want to give millions of people free knowledge. And it's just some morning thoughts of what's going on. So this is me doing what? I'm giving you knowledge, right? And I'm giving it for free, and I'm marketing the marketing, right? So what's the problem? Not enough people know how to do this. So that's the problem. What's the fix? Well, let me put it all out there and show them how, and then market the marketing, which is what this is all about. So anyways, gonna grab some lobsters. We'll go through a little shucking session on how to open these things up and go back to work. This is a great place to get lobster and clams. Mosier Seafood. And they even cook them for you, which is phenomenal. This is the only problem right here is all the freaking sugar-coated lies, which, man, it's just really hard to ignore, you know what I'm saying? Might have to get something. Hello, how are you? Good.
Are you all set, or is...
Yeah, I just ordered some lobster and clams. I think you guys cooked them up for us.
Oh, yeah, I think they're on the... It's finished.
I'm gonna put your store on my YouTube channel, so I'm just filming.
Oh,
I like this little shop because they got all like cool cheeses and just quality ingredients. Of course, I freaking love food, right? I mean, that's a big thing. I spend sometimes my Sundays making like gourmet dishes, handmade pasta. I'll have to do a pasta lesson. I trained at a class in Bologna, Italy, on how to make pasta. So at some point, we're gonna do that of oysters. Phenomenal. 5 pounds of clams and 12 lobsters. My dad was a clam digger. I was born in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and that was his career, digging clams in the mud flats. All right, freaking, that's what a Maine lobster looks like in hard shell. I was hoping these were soft shell because you don't need tools, you can just use your hands. But it's pretty easy to shuck a Maine lobster. Grab the front two, break them apart, separate the tail from the body, look for the gold. Is there anything good in there? Yes, there is. That right there. Tamale. That's my favorite. Now, inside the body there's meat, inside the leg there's meat. Depending on if it's a hard shell or soft shell. This is a hard shell, and so there's meat. So we're gonna save that out. There's more tamale in the tail. That's good stuff. We're gonna take the tail, separate the fins, grab all, 5 fins, and you just rip them off just like that. Now you can either push the tail through the body, or you can crack the body. So I'm actually gonna crack the body, so I hold it in one hand, and you can hear it, right? And what that does now is it allows you to open up the tail. There it is, boom. The tail's out. It naturally opens, but you gotta peel this back here. Once you peel that off, there's the poop chute. You can get that out. You don't want to eat that. So you have the 2 parts of the tail now and the trash. Okay. Now we go back to the claws, separate them, and you want to drink the juice inside the claw. So it'll come out. You can see all that juice, but if you slurp it and crack the thumb, it'll really come out. Like you're shotgunning the juice, basically. Now you take the claw off. Same thing here. And then all you got to do is crack the claws across, or with shears. If they're soft shell, you just break them open. You don't need any tools. And then do the same thing with the knuckles. Good to go. A little bit of butter. Muito bueno. All right, just crushed some lobster. I can never get that stink off. So good, but my weekend work has been centered around designing a new line. And I just got my trademarks in for this new sister brand of origin. I'm calling it 20th Maine. And if you don't know the history of 20th Maine, the 20th Maine went down to Gettysburg and basically won the Battle of Gettysburg. Funny enough, the Battle of Gettysburg was about supplies. And the supplies the South was trying to get was boots. Crazy enough. I'm not going to get into the whole history of it, but being from Maine and honoring those war fighters in the Civil War, I'm launching a line in fall of 2026, and the line is called 20th Maine, and it's going to be freaking badass. So this is the first boot prototype that we've put together. There's going to be a little Maltese cross probably on the heel. A few things I want to do with this collection isn't only boots. I want to do a Chelsea boot and a lifestyle boot, and really nice old world craftsmanship with the stacked veg tan heel and this unbelievable Horween leather. Horween is a kind of an iconic tannery. And we don't use Horween for our regular line for Origin, so it's going to be more expensive. You know, you're looking at a $400 to $500 boot. I'm also trying to secure a couple of salvage looms so we could do like a salvage denim offering. I'm thinking salvage denim jeans. If I can get my shit together, I also want to do potentially a pea coat or a wool style jacket, but looking to do like a collection of probably 5 pieces to start, really bespoke, really limited, kind of building it for myself. So we won't be offering thousands and thousands of units, probably only in the hundreds. So I'm working on that right now. My actual trade is as a designer. So I'm a designer. I went to school for art. I went to college. I was a sculpture major. This is like sculpting. This is just like sculpting. You're sculpting a 3-dimensional product, and it's asymmetrical, right? So I love working with my hands. I love making things. And during the weekend, when my phone stops ringing, for the most part, a lot of text messages still come through, I get to design stuff. So I'm going to show you guys a few of the logos I'm working on for this new 20th Maine line, which we're launching hopefully next fall. First thing I want you all to see is a little bit about the ballad of the 20th Maine here. We sing this every year, multiple times.
My name is Andrew Tozier. I'm a child of Litchfield, Maine, and I left my only family for the sea, the salt and rain. And when Lincoln called the banners in 1861, well, I joined the Union Army for the land that I am from.
Catchy. So we'll sit around the fire in the summertime and sing this song. It's phenomenal. So part of my launch strategy is I want to use that song. It's an old folk song. As part of the launch, I want to go down to Gettysburg, obviously walk through Gettysburg and go to the 20th Maine Memorial. And I'm gonna take a rubbing from that memorial on like parchment. I want to do a physical rubbing, and that paper is going to be the paper that we put inside the box with whatever products that I designed, boots, jeans, etc. And so what that looks like is this. So just on like Google Images here, so you can see. Here we go. Let me see if I can get this bigger. Joshua Chamberlain there. That one didn't work. Let's get another one. Images. Let's go images. Let's go more. Size. How do I make these tools? Size. Large. All right, here we go. That should work. So there you go. So it's spelt out 20th Maine, and you can see you have the Maltese cross there. And so I kind of looked at this here, and I took that idea and I started working on some different designs for the 20th Maine. So I'm a designer. If you ever see anything like this or any packaging for Jocko or anything for Origin, that most likely came out of my head. It's kind of what I do, is design shit. So I'm not sure which one we're going to go with, but I did get a chance to trademark 20th Maine under footwear and apparel. So that's being processed right now. So in the coming months, on the weekends, I'm really trying to bring this to life. The way I visualize it is like on the Origin website, there'll be another section, 20th Maine collection. Again, it's going to be more expensive products built really, really the old school way, on old looms, with old world materials. I'd say almost more collector's item, where you want to wear them. Not all the time. I mean, you can wear them all the time and wear them out if you want, but not all the time. I'm also going to go to, there's a location here that has all these old Civil War photos, I think of the 20th Maine fighting in the Battle of Gettysburg, or maybe they're paintings, but I caught a line on them, so I'm gonna go check them out. Anyways, that's what I'm working on this weekend, is the 20th Maine collection. We won't talk about this a lot on the Origin side, on the Origin YouTube. This will be mostly on my personal YouTube channel. So if you want to follow the process of bringing a brand to life, it's a new brand, and I'm going to bring it to life. This is the best place to do it, because a lot goes into it. All right, got to get back to work. Peace.